Have you ever encountered a person with dark traits in your life? Today, we delve into the sinister world of the Dark Triad. This malevolent triad consists of three interrelated personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Each one, in its own unique way, can have a profound impact on interpersonal relationships. Narcissism manifests as an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. Machiavellianism, named after the political philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, involves manipulation, deceit, and exploitation to achieve one's goals. Then we have psychopathy, a trait marked by enduring antisocial behavior, diminished empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. Each of these traits on its own can be harmful, but when they converge in one person, they form a rather dangerous cocktail of personality traits that can be damaging to those around them. In order to protect yourself, it's crucial to understand these traits and identify them in people around you. Imagine someone who thinks they're the center of the universe. That's a narcissist for you. Our journey into the Dark Triad takes us first to the realm of narcissism, a complex and often misunderstood personality trait. It's not just about taking too many selfies or talking about oneself constantly. Narcissism runs much deeper. It's a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a notable lack of empathy. Let's paint a picture with real-life examples. Picture John, a charismatic leader always in the spotlight, charming everyone around him. He seems confident, even inspiring. But that's just the surface. Beneath the charm, John has a grandiose sense of self-importance. He believes he's special, unique, and can only be understood by or associate with other high-status individuals. Then there's Mary, a successful entrepreneur. She demands excessive admiration, has a sense of entitlement, and is often envious of others. She lacks empathy, unwilling to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Decisions are made based on her needs, her desires, with little consideration for those around her. These are classic examples of narcissists. But remember, narcissism exists on a spectrum. Not all narcissists are exactly like John or Mary, but they share similar traits. In the narcissist's world, everything revolves around them. They view themselves as superior beings, deserving of special treatment. Their lack of empathy means they struggle to understand others' feelings. They don't feel the need to. Instead, they're focused on maintaining their inflated self-image, often at the expense of others. Narcissists can be difficult to spot. Their charm can draw you in, and their confidence can be mistaken for genuine self-assuredness. But once you know what to look for, the grandiosity, the need for admiration, the lack of empathy, you can start to see the picture more clearly. Narcissists can be charming, but beneath the charm is a disregard for others. Recognizing them is the first step to safeguarding yourself. Ever met someone who manipulates others for personal gain? You've likely encountered a Machiavellian. Machiavellianism, named after the Italian diplomat and writer Niccolo Machiavelli, is characterized by manipulation and deceit. Those who embody Machiavellian traits are often cynical, unemotional, and focused on their own interests. Their worldview is a chessboard, with people as pawns to be moved for their gain. Consider the case of John, a middle manager who always seems to get what he wants. His colleagues often feel used but can't exactly pinpoint why. John is a master of manipulation, exploiting others' weaknesses while maintaining a veneer of charm. He's a textbook Machiavellian. Machiavellians are often indifferent to morality, believing the ends justify the means. They are strategic, calculating individuals who are always several steps ahead. Their ability to disconnect emotionally allows them to make decisions that others might find ruthless or unethical. Take the case of Jane, a high-powered executive. She's climbed the corporate ladder with a speed that leaves others in awe. But if you look closely, you'll see a trail of colleagues who feel betrayed or used. Jane's success is built on a foundation of Machiavellian tactics, manipulation, deceit, and a relentless focus on her own ambitions. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing these traits can help you navigate interactions with Machiavellians. Be aware of your own vulnerabilities and keep your personal boundaries strong. If you find yourself feeling exploited or manipulated, take a step back and consider the motivations of the person involved. Remember, Machiavellians are like chess players, always planning their next move. They are driven by self-interest and will often put their needs above those of others. Understanding this can help you to avoid becoming a pawn in their game. Machiavellians are skilled manipulators. Awareness of their tactics can help you avoid becoming a victim. In the world of Dark Triad, the psychopath is the most feared. They're around us, often unnoticed. dive a little deeper into the murky depths of dark psychology, and we find the psychopath. Unlike their narcissistic and Machiavellian counterparts, the psychopath is marked by a distinct lack of remorse. They may commit acts that others would find abhorrent, yet feel no guilt or regret. This chilling disconnect from the emotional fabric that binds most of us together can be deeply unsettling. Their actions might be antisocial, violating the norms that society holds dear. But here's the catch. Psychopaths can be incredibly charming. They wield their superficial charm like a cloak, a mask that helps them blend into the crowd. They can be your neighbor, your coworker, or even a member of your family, and you might never suspect their true nature. Imagine for a moment a person who can lie convincingly, manipulate others without a hint of guilt, and even harm those around them without batting an eyelid. This, dear listeners, is the psychopath among us. Take for instance a high-ranking corporate executive. On the surface, they may appear to be charismatic, successful, and admired by their peers, but behind closed doors, they might be ruthlessly exploiting their employees, manipulating company policies for their own gain, and showing no remorse for the damage they cause. This is the psychopath in a suit, hiding in plain sight. Or consider a seemingly devoted spouse. They may play the part of a loving partner, but in reality, they could be controlling, deceitful, and emotionally abusive. This is the psychopath in the home, a wolf in sheep's clothing. But don't be disheartened. Knowledge is power. Understanding the traits of psychopathy can help you identify these individuals. Spotting their superficial charm, recognizing their manipulative tactics, and acknowledging their lack of empathy can arm you against their machinations. Psychopaths can blend into society, making them hard to spot, but armed with knowledge, you can identify them. In the next segment, we delve further into the role of the Dark Triad in dark psychology. Stay with us. The Dark Triad forms the backbone of dark psychology, a field that studies the darker side of human behavior. Imagine dark psychology as a treacherous labyrinth, filled with shadowy corners and hidden pitfalls. The Dark Triad, Narcissism, Machiavellian-ism and Psychopathy, are the torches that can illuminate this darkness, revealing the complex mechanisms at play. Narcissism, with its insatiable desire for attention and admiration, can lead individuals to manipulate others for personal gain. This trait is often used in dark psychology to understand the motivations behind acts of deception or cruelty. Then we have Machiavellianism, the strategic and cunning trait that allows individuals to manipulate their surroundings for personal advantage. This aspect of the Dark Triad is particularly important in the realm of dark psychology, as it outlines the tactics used by those seeking to control the behavior and emotions of others. Last but not least, psychopathy, characterized by a lack of empathy and a willingness to harm others for personal gain. This trait is critical to understand the most extreme and harmful behaviors that can occur in human interactions. Recognizing these traits is not only fascinating, but also vital. It's like holding a shield against the onslaught of manipulation and harm. It's about knowing when someone is using charm not to build a bond, but to bind you. When flattery is not to boost your self-esteem, but to inflate theirs. When they're not sharing secrets for intimacy, but to extract information. In the labyrinth of dark psychology, the Dark Triad traits are the monsters lurking in the shadows, but they can also be the markers that guide you safely through. By understanding these traits, you can recognize the tactics of manipulation, resist their influence, and protect yourself from harm. The Dark Triad isn't just a fascinating concept to explore, it's a toolkit, a compass, a shield. It's a way to understand the dark corners of human behavior and, more importantly, to navigate them. Understanding the Dark Triad is a powerful way to navigate complex human interactions. Dark Triad traits can be intimidating, but knowledge is power. We've delved into the depths of narcissism, revealing the self-absorbed, arrogant, and manipulative behaviors that characterize it. We've untangled the web of Machiavellianism, unmasking its cunning, deceitful, and exploitative nature. And we've shone a light on psychopathy, exposing its remorseless, impulsive, and predatory tendencies. These traits are the cornerstones of dark psychology, used by those who seek to manipulate and control. By understanding them, you arm yourself against their influence, becoming a fortress in the face of their cunning tactics. It's a complex world out there, a labyrinth of personalities and behaviors. But fear not, for we are here to guide you through it. Every video we create is another tool in your arsenal, another step towards enlightenment. Remember, to keep gaining wisdom and protecting yourself, subscribe to our channel. Here we empower you with the knowledge you need to navigate the complexities of human behavior.